What's up, Humble fans? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Episode 89, rightfully so, is titled What the World Needs. I'm just going over the situation in Iran briefly, just to update everybody. And please continue to share and continue to approach it with a sense of urgency and love. Make sure the love is there, though. We're in unprecedented times right now. We're in unprecedented times. I'm your host, Pej the Maniac. You know where to find me. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Pej the Maniac. What I want you to do is follow me on those platforms and look at my last couple months almost of stories that I've been sharing on my pages and on my stories. You'll see that there's not as many comedy sketches as of late. That's not by accident. That's by a sense of responsibility that I feel I owe to the innocent people of Iran and my motherland. You guys already know I'm Iranian. I was raised here, though, and here in Sacramento, California. The first part of my time in America was in Maryland. That's not as important. What's important is to remember what is all of this about? What the world needs, right? And the topic that I want to get into today is, and I've had this conversation with some friends, some family members. We've discussed it. I think we're in a moment in history. I feel that we're going through a mental evolution as a world. We're getting smaller. Thank goodness for social media. Technology has allowed us to find similarities and find love, really, with people all over the world. And as important as that is, we are able to expose the truth behind any corruptions that's been hidden. Case in point, the Islamic Republic occupying Iran for the past 43 years, and their practices have been there even longer than that. But they came to power as a government in 1979 through trickery, through lies, through deception, and through brainwashing, to be honest. A lot of brainwashing and reprogramming the minds. It took years for it to get to that point. And it became a situation where, as a result of a cinema being locked from the outside with 400 people in there and getting burned down, and don't quote me on the date, but it was sometime in before the revolutions. I think I want to say in 78 or 79, 1978 or 79, and it was blamed on the king, the Shah of Iran, and that led to a revolution of people, and within 6 months they exiled the king. They pushed him out, and he went to Egypt, and that's where he laid to rest eventually. It wasn't the king. It was done by the mercenaries of this terrorist organization, which is the IRGC, the Islamic Republic regime. They're radical, and their system is to oppress and repress the people and control them in every single way. Now, the latest update about Iran and the revolution now that's happening is it's a revolution of the educated. It's the revolution of the free thinkers. It's the revolution of the open mind. It's the revolution of the Gen Zs. It's the revolution of women, of course, which started it all with Mahsa Amini's murder. It has created a wave of realization in the minds. And this is my own experience, but I'd love to hear if you agree. I think it's coming from the... So first of all, the latest update is right now in Iran, today through Thursday. So today's the 15th, November 15th, 16th, and 17th. In Iran, they have going to have their largest assemblies. They're going to have their largest demonstrations in Iran as part of this revolution. And in these specific 3 days, all businesses have closed, and they're boycotting all purchases of any kind. That is, the goal is to collapse this economy even more. It's a systematic approach. Again, the brilliant minds of the people, they have united. They've never been disunited. It's the entire country is in the streets. Multiple provinces, almost all the provinces have demonstrations throughout. And of course, the government's solution to anything is kill, rape, torture, and enough is enough. But yeah, so the latest update is that in Tehran, in all the provinces, in parts of Shiraz, parts of the Zahedan and Baluchistan, which is seeing it the worst. There's a lot of killing happening over there. In Kurdistan also. So everyone's outside, and there's videos everywhere. I might post some links in this after this stream. But point of all that is, when you only give one solution is hate and killing and rape and torture to almost any crime that's committed, no matter how petty it is. And by the way, these are inhumane laws that they have. I'll give you a few examples. You can't hold hands with your partner in the streets. You can't kiss in the streets. You can't have a dog. You all know I have my dog, Pepe. He's my love. They take them, or worse, they kill them. These are some of the examples of control that they put on the people. We're in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't even make sense remotely. They rape the young girls that they want to kill, because in their laws, they cannot be a virgin before they die. So, yeah, I'll just let you think about that for a minute. It's not about religion with them. It's a terrorist organization. And they are, they've had a chokehold on that nation, my motherland, for 43 years, and the people are taking it back. The women started it with Mahsa Amini, and now schools are involved. All the students are they are taking away. They have boycotted schools today. It's part of it. Factories have joined the movement. And this is it. The way they exiled the king, very similar. But the revolution in '79, I said, was the revolution of the ignorant mind, of the brainwashed mind, Okay. The king came at that time, and he predicted all of this, by the way. He said if this organization takes over Iran, they would have gone back 1,500 years. And that's exactly what happened. But they exiled him in 6 months it took. But he didn't kill his people. He left. These guys aren't Iranians. This government is not Iranian. They are trying to their latest thing is the Iranian parliament has signed off on executing almost 14,000 prisoners of the freedom fighters, innocent protesters. They have ordered. They're trying to execute all 14,000, and that's you see probably a lot of posts about that. You're seeing a lot of on Instagram stories, on Twitter, to get international help to get in front of this, because this is not the first time they've done that. In 1988, almost 30,000 people were executed by the same regime for another protest. So one of the main activists, by the way, I'm just updating you with things that are coming to me as I've been researching myself. Hossein Ronaghi is a major activist inside of Iran, and he was opposed to this government, and bravely and heroically he stood against them. They captured him a couple months back, September 22nd. He's been on hunger strike since then. They've broken both of his legs in Evin prison, and they did not allow him medical help. And over the past, since September 22nd till now, he was on a hunger strike. He's had multiple seizures. His body has gone into shock. And the latest was that they had to rush him to the emergency hospital, day hospital, and the people caught wind of it, and they surrounded the hospital to try to save him. But they're trying to have him die a slow death, is what I'm trying to tell you. And they hide bodies. Another victim was Nika. They captured her, raped her, killed her, dismembered her body, and hid the body from her family. They have no limits. They've arrested a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old. Just think about that. They arrested a 3-year-old girl. There's a 3-year-old Iranian girl in custody right now. That alone, if it doesn't make sense to you, it shouldn't. It doesn't make sense to humanity. It doesn't make sense to a free world. It's not a movie. I'm not describing a horror film. This is reality. That's why we need everybody to share. Because an expelled IRGC diplomats, an expelled Islamic Republic government, terrorist organization, means a free Iran, yes. But it also means a lot of the other countries that are benefiting from this government will not be in power either. They wouldn't have nearly as much power. Putin would not nearly have as much power. Ukraine will be safer because there's no longer any weapons and drones being sent to Russia to deploy towards Ukraine from Iran. That government of Iran is responsible for that. It will be a better Middle East. It will be a safer Middle East. It will be a more peaceful Middle East. And I promise you, it will grow from there. Now, the point of this episode, the reason I'm doing it live is because I wanted to give you the latest, absolute latest updates so that it wasn't pre-recorded and by chance I missed a couple updates from the time of recording. So that mental revolution I was talking about, and I've had this conversation, I think it stems from the younger generation being more pure, but more importantly, they focus on self-love. Now, in the West, we all have heard about that, and mental health is starting to become a normal thing. And even in the West, mental health was taboo not too long ago, right? Still is in parts of the world, like in Iran and in other parts. But the younger generation, because of social media and because of the world getting smaller, are educating themselves, and they're realizing, because of their pure hearts, they can see it, that if you have self-love and self-respect, but mostly self-love, because it leads to respect, and be okay with yourself, and be at peace with yourself, it leads to a whole change in your surroundings. I've been working on this myself for 3 years. Since 3 years ago, I've been focusing on just having that for myself, because this stuff is now, certain families have that, but a lot of families didn't, right? It's not talked about. Mental health is not really talked about, and especially self-love is not talked about. I was raised to, be respectful to others, and this is good stuff. This is not a negative thing. It's positive. In general, Iranian culture is been taught to, you're hospitable, and it's these are great traits that the Iranian people have. You approach everything with love towards others, respect others, right? Help out others, do stuff for other people. But at no point does it talk about self. But it's changing. It's changing from the roots. That's changing from the core. And in Iran, the younger generation are approaching it that way. And that's what's beautiful, because it's something that all the generation, the younger generation, the Gen Zs, are not just in Iran, in the world, are about. I have a niece that's 16. She's bubbly and joyful and happy, and if we don't think about it for a second, we can get critical of that. It's like, why are you so happy? Because we don't have that. She loves herself and she's happy with herself, and that is exactly what the world needs. Imagine a society that we all love ourselves. And don't confuse this with being selfish. It's not. Actually, being selfish means you don't love yourself. Think about that. Self-full is different. Self-full means you're happy with who you are. You love you celebrate yourself, right? You're happy when you see yourself in the mirror. You smile. It's natural, We've had corruptions in many governments throughout the world, including the United States, everywhere, right? Some are more obvious than others. Some hide it. But the corruptions, based on the politicians that are in charge, it comes from being selfish. It comes from ego. It comes from selfishness and not liking yourself, not thinking about it with love and the natural ability to care for yourself. But now imagine this revolution in Iran, it stemmed from people having respect for themselves and love for themselves and wanting freedom, basic human rights for themselves. And they're trying to celebrate music. They're trying to celebrate dancing. They're trying to celebrate art. They're trying to celebrate not being the same. They're trying to celebrate the LGBTQ community. So it's differences are beautiful, not a source of ugliness. This is what I'm talking about. Now, this wave is going to eventually trickle into the governments. People who have this are the future, right? So this Gen Z are eventually going to become, some of them are going to hold office positions, but they're going to have this self-love, and they're going to see first of all, I think women should be the next cabinet in Iran, just because we need women leaders. We need more female leaders, or women leaders. But it all starts because of that self-love. And I think the people that are running many countries right now, including all countries that have corruptions in them, government-wise, they're starting to get exposed because of social media and because of self-love, because of the younger generation. They're smarter, they're educated, they understand. And I'm not talking about school smarts. I'm talking about emotional smarts, right? It's happening, and it's taking over, and it's beautiful to see, to witness. So that to me is what the world needs. I think it'll be a better world. It's going to lead to a lot of peace. It's going to end a lot of wars that shouldn't have started to begin with. It's all going to happen sooner than we think. You just have to, as soon as you have a negative thought about this topic, I'm telling you, because I have had it myself. It's taken me 3 years to get to this point right now, and I'm still learning. And I still have moments where I become negative towards something that's otherwise just a happy thought. We have to focus on the whys. Where is that coming from, right? Mental health is physical health, is emotional health, it's financial health, and in the case of the turmoil politically, it's political health. You have to love yourself before you can love others. I didn't love myself. I wasn't able to love others for a long time. I am now learning about that. I love myself enough to both love others, but to also respectfully keep space from people who don't love themselves and need to figure that out on their own. Because again, as much as we all have our limitations. Loving yourself means, and one of my boys who's killing it right now in the music industry, Anis, he has a line that in one of his songs, it goes, I love myself enough to keep some space from you. I'm not the old me anymore, I believe is the next line. The point of all this is love yourself so that we can purify the world. That's really all I wanted to talk about today. Keep sharing, okay? We have responsibilities as adults, but we have to not lose our child inside of us. The purity we had as kids, we grow up to think, don't be, we're almost taught, a lot of us, to leave that behind. It's not true. We actually should learn from our child version of ourselves, because we had no hate in us. It was purely love. We just wanted to hug. We just wanted to play. We just wanted to laugh. We just wanted to joke. We just wanted to dance. Don't lose that. That's inside all of us. That's self-love. No longer are we going to allow the world that is filled with divisive tactics to make us jaded. We're going to love harder. But it starts from within. I'm Pej the Maniac. Follow me, subscribe. This is episode 89. Different format from the regular episodes. I will try to I might have more solo episodes, I might not. It's just I wasn't born here. Unprecedented times. So it's I'm gonna give you an episode every week. This week, for example, the time usually this episode comes out is earlier, but I'm trying to give this episode to you. It's a Tuesday still, and I hope you enjoyed what I have to say. I really want to hear from you once this episode is on my channel. Watch it. Let me know what you think. It's important to have these conversations. We have to communicate. Love you guys. I will see you on the next episode.